Well, fancy meeting you here.
I'm Jill.
I'm Steph.
And we are the Bantering Banshees.
Today we are joined with our guest host, Gary from Within the Mist podcast. Hello, Gary.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on. You had us on your podcast first, and now we're just paying it forward.
No, I really appreciate that. Like I said, I put on my running shoes to keep up with you this time.
I'm glad. Hope they're comfortable.
Yes.
Because the games are not.
So we are crossing from our usual haunted, spooky,
Yeah. Spooky stuff.
Yeah,
Spooky.
Content. That's the word I was looking for. And we are taking a page out of Gary's book, and we are talking about Sasquatch today.
Yeah. We're Sasquatching it up.
We're Sasquatch and Banshees.
So we get an extra bantering banshee to banshee with. No, to banter with.
To banter.
All right.
Okay, so tell us a little bit.
So welcome to our... I don't like that.
Your headphones keep hitting your mic. I can hear it.
Is that better?
I think so.
God damn it. Fix me.
Sorry. Okay.
Is that too high though?
No, because
Are you sure?
yeah. We're professional, obviously.
Welcome to our spooky monthly special. A month special. It's spooky time.
Welcome to spooky season, our spooky season special.
Where the shadows grow longer and the legends get hairier. Today, we're heading into the deep, dark woods to hunt for one of the most infamous cryptids of all time, Sasquatch. He's massive, mysterious, and maybe a little closer than you think. So lace up your boots, grab your flashlight, and whatever you do, don't look back. I feel like that's too high.
Here you go.
I can hear myself echoing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does that sound better?
I'm a loud bitch. All right.
My Lanta.
So we have a couple stories for our listeners today about Sasquatch. The first one comes from J. Witt, 1337. And he says, this was about 4 or 5 years ago in the summer near the Texas-Louisiana border. It was about 5 a.m. when I had taken my aluminum John boat out to a nearby pond to do some fishing. It was pretty quiet. It was a pretty quiet morning, all things considered. Nothing but the birds and insects making much noise. So anyways, I'm out there fishing. I'm around 50 feet from the shore. I had just cast my line when all of a sudden, a huge log hits the water right beside my boat and scares the hell out of me. The thing that made it so weird was that I was in the middle of the pond by myself. The nearest trees were on the shore. I never heard a snapping or breaking sound like you would expect from a tree or a branch breaking off, and the log itself was too big for anyone I know to have thrown it at me like that. So while I can neither confirm or deny it was a Bigfoot encounter, something definitely happened that day, and I am fully convinced who or whatever it was did not like me fishing. Definitely not. There was definitely no known animal in the area that could have done that. I grew up in those woods, and I am very familiar with the fauna. With the fauna? Is the fauna even a word?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's the author. So that's what's great.
Fauna is animals. It's flora for plants,
Flora and
fauna
fauna.
for animals,
Oh, okay.
which are also two of the fairies of Sleeping Beauty.
Yes, thank you.
I live in Orlando, so I have to know these things.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah.
Be like, shame, shame. Everybody knows Gary's name. So the Creek Bigfoot had been described almost identically to me by 10 different individuals. They all say that it is massive, standing at around 7 or 8 feet tall, very oily and shaggy, dark graying hair. One of them even said the thing was still almost as tall as them when they saw it kneeling by the creek, which to me would be a lot taller than 7 or 8 feet if you're kneeling.
Yeah, I feel like if you're kneeling and you're still almost as tall as a standing human, you probably stand,
Much taller.
you're probably closer to like 9, 10 feet.
Yeah. I would think so.
Yeah.
I can also tell you that I was fishing for perch and was using live bait for it, though I don't believe that was what drew the attention of whatever it was that threw the log at me. The log itself, if memory serves right, was around 5 feet long and as big around as I am. So that's a pretty big log.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any animal out there who can shot put a
No.
log into. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Gary. Have you ever heard of anything that is big enough that could throw a log into the middle of a lake?
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely a trend that the Bigfoot usually has. In fact, they're very famous for throwing large boulders and rocks.
Can you imagine?
And okay, so obviously you wouldn't necessarily like know for sure because you don't interview Sasquatches, but do they do that like to scare people away or almost to like draw attention? Because like if this guy's in the middle of a lake and he doesn't know anything's going on the shore, why would this thing launch a log?
Okay. Well, in Vietnam, there are very many stories of the Vietnam soldiers being attacked by what they call the stone apes or rock apes. And they are Bigfoot creatures, generally smaller, but about 5 to 6 feet tall. And they're infamous for throwing rocks. And primatologists state that most commonly, this is their way of scaring off predators and claiming dominance of their area.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So definitely don't want to
Don't.
want to cross one of them.
I don't want a log.
I don't want to
Oh
rock.
my.
I mean, yeah, they both sound like they are, but like, shit.
Oh, that's like Final Destination shit.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, actually, there's a famous story in Washington State of Ape Canyon, in which a bunch of prospectors were basically came in contact with a Bigfoot and shot it. And he came back with a bunch of his friends, and they spent the entire night trying to fend off Bigfoots who were throwing giant logs and rocks at their log cabin. And they
Oh
were
my
basically
God.
fending off rocks hitting on the roof, crashing through the walls and the windows.
Oh my
No
God.
way.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
That's like Rose Red when she thinks about all those rocks coming down on the houses and they like crash in. Yeah.
That's pretty terrifying because I'm sure you can't really see them because they're so good at staying elusive. So you just hear these
And
things
you have no
like
idea.
launching rocks, and of course it's going to be because you hurt one of their like
Holy cow.
tribe, not tribe,
No, tribe would be fitting.
tribe, yeah, one of their tribe members. So like, yeah, they're probably gonna come at you.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
generally the stories of direct conflict, hand-to-hand combat with Bigfoots doesn't happen.
Right.
They're usually their attack is more to scare you off is the rock throwing and the branch throwing.
Okay.
Wow.
So they don't want you to see them. They just want you to get away.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Okay. All right.
All right. My next one is from Evening Rabbit 7441. My grandma was 19 in 1973. She was out camping with her boyfriend, and they were from Sweden originally, but were camping in Norway, not too far from a city called Trondheim. I know I'm saying that wrong.
We did not practice that one beforehand.
They were staying in a cabin, which was an old family property and was quite isolated. There wasn't any indoor plumbing in the cabin, so you had to use an outhouse outside. She said that's when she first noticed it. She had heard grunting outside in the forestry. Understandably, as they were in bear country, she had assumed it was a bear and went back inside the house. She told her boyfriend, and he went outside with a shotgun to scare it off. She heard him scream, followed by a gunshot, and he came barreling back inside. She asked what it was. He said there was a wild man outside. He said he shot at it but missed. As I feel most would assume, my grandma believed her boyfriend was fucking with her until it came back. She described it the same as him, a wild man, about 2 meters or 7 feet tall, hairy, but with the face of a monkey. She said it watched them from the tree line for hours. Sometimes it would approach the windows or the doors, but not too closely, just closely enough to see in the light. The day after they got in the car and left
Day after.
the day after they got in their car and left the minute the sun came up.
So that kind of sounds similar to the story you just told us, Gary, of them kind of making themselves more known at night.
Yeah.
And seems like they're more willing to be around people.
Oh, why can't we hear him?
Oh, Gary, why did we lose you?
He is muted. Oh,
Sorry, I muted because I didn't want any background noise interrupting your story. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay, what I was saying is that Sweden isn't really known for having Bigfoot or Sasquatch. But interestingly, they have trolls. Now, if you take the description of
yes.
trolls are about 8 to 9 feet tall, naked men, naked hairy men. So some of their descriptions do fit in with the same kind of descriptions as Bigfoot. They just
Oh
kind
my
of treat them more
God.
as hairy hominids more than ape men.
So they probably saw a troll.
Well, like I said, it could be their version of Bigfoot is their
Yeah.
history of having
Yeah.
trolls.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
kind of like them being referred to as trolls more.
Yeah, I would rather want to say I saw a troll. That would be so cool.
It kind of adds to like the mystical. like,
Yes. Yeah. It like goes towards like
the fantasy of it,
fairies
yeah.
and nymphs and
Trolls.
oh, that's so cool.
Well, if you consider trolls to be Bigfoot or Sasquatch, then it fits into why they would travel under bridges or in the forest areas is because that's the natural environment for Bigfoot. They love having closed-in shelters of caves, or they'll build wood structures to, they don't nest like gorillas do by just building a nest on the ground. They prefer having overhead and covering. So in
Gosh, I feel
Sweden,
like
yeah,
you
they have
have
they have what they
interviewed.
see as trolls. So you never know. That might be just their version of Bigfoot, a giant hairy man.
I feel like you have interviewed a Sasquatch with all that you know. Like this is crazy. I never thought about it like that, but yeah, like that
That's
makes
so
so much
cool.
sense. Especially why they're so hard to spot, because they would prefer to be undercover rather than just like making
Well,
it.
here in Florida, we have what's called the skunk ape, and
Yes.
and a theory that some people have of the skunk ape is that it uses abandoned alligator burrows. Alligators on the
Oh,
edges of waterways will basically
Yeah.
dig a little burrow to lay eggs and things like that.
Yep.
And when it's done with it and gone, Bigfoot uses that for cover during the day. They
oh,
seem to be
holy
very
cow.
sensitive to light,
I wonder
which
why.
which actually, as I'm thinking back, isn't that the thing about trolls, is that they turn to stone when they see sunlight. So they're
I believe
sensitive to light
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
Yes.
Huh.
So Bigfoot and trolls kind of fit in that same category too.
Yes. Making the connection.
So basically, a troll is probably.
is a European.
Yeah.
It's a Swedish Sasquatch.
Oh, I knew my people had Sasquatches.
Oh, it's more so the description of them being greasy,
Like,
and oily.
do you realize how close you probably have to get in order to notice that someone is greasy or oily?
Okay, but what freaks me out is imagine how far away they are to notice that. What if they aren't that close and they can still notice how greasy and oily they are? That's nasty.
That's nice.
That's nasty. Oh.
It's my swamp, donkey. That's a nice, greasy man.
That's a nice. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Our third one is by Utterend Farm. It happened just this week. Took my son and his friend for a planned 3-day hike along Laurel Highland Hiking Trail in Pennsylvania. This was their first overnight hike, so we were all excited. We made it to our first night shelter just before dark. We got a fire going in front of the shelter. There were no other hikers on the trail, and no one else had reserved a spot at the campsite. We got settled, ate dinner, and the guys came to put some music on while we were turning in for the night. Okay. I heard first what sounded a few hundred yards away. There was a loud knocking noise like someone hit a heavy branch against a tree. The second time was closer, and my son heard that one too. The hair on my neck stood up, and I continued to listen. The boys eventually dozed off, and I could hear their light snoring as they slept, but the knocking continued a few minutes. Sometimes 10 would pass in between each knock. Eventually, I would hear what sounded like a small sapling being jostled near the boundary of our camp. I used my bright flashlight to spot the woods in all directions, but didn't catch anything. Just as I began to relax and fall asleep, it began again. Same pattern, but now below us on the ridge. I positioned my body so I could see both sides of the chimney, the fire that was smoldering at the time. One of the boys moved in their sleep, making a noise on their sleeping pad. This alerted something behind our shelter as I heard it take off. This continued twice more through the night, and I didn't sleep until the sky started to get light. When my son's friend's alarm went off, he claims in his stupor he saw the shape of someone standing next to our fireplace. But when he went for his light, it was gone. I've heard coons smashing fresh water clams off rocks before, but for the life of me, I don't know what this was. I know my first thought was Bigfoot, as there's stories about this part of Pennsylvania going back centuries, but I'm trying to be rational. I put my headlamp and glasses on, got positioned to act, and I had my pistol out and ready if needed, but I'll never forget the way the hair on my neck felt in the moment that I heard those noises.
No, thank you.
No, I don't want to hear knocking when I'm sleeping.
No, remember the time that we heard the knocking outside our tent and I was like, is that a bear?
And I was like, no, I think it's a coon.
Yeah, you're like, no, I think it's something smaller. I was like, great, cool. I'm just going to go back to bed then. But
Yeah, bears generally don't grab sticks and beat them on trees and things like that.
rhythmically, yeah. Yeah.
Well, one of the
no.
theories and why it probably was rhythmic like that is because usually when one separates from its family group, it'll knock on the trees with a set rhythm so that they can track how far he is and which direction he's gone.
Oh, so they're really smart.
They're smart.
Oh, wow.
I think that's kind of terrifying.
That they're that smart?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about it. They've been elusive for how many? I mean, it's very rare to actually see one. So they have to be smart enough to be able to hide and really
Yeah.
not be seen.
Yeah. No, true.
Although that still leads to my theory that they're aliens.
That is the growing one. Did you know that? Okay, let me step back. Pennsylvania has the highest number of Bigfoot / UFO simultaneous observations.
Really?
So, yes.
So my theory could be right.
All right.
In Pennsylvania, yeah, there has been more sightings of UFOs and Bigfoots during the same time period than any other location.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
This one with the knowledge.
I think that there's a strong possibility they could, because aliens are supposed to be at a whole different level of like intelligence.
Yeah.
And so if they're this elusive to know how to hide and how to keep away from people, we know almost every animal that's out there. We've at least seen it once.
I think we do.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Do you want me to really blow your minds?
Yes.
Do
Okay.
it.
Do you know who John Keel is? He is the author of the Mothman Prophecies.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's created the terms of Men in Black and the Mothman and everything like that. He also created a term called ultra-terrestrials. Now, this are aliens, but they're not from another planet. They're from another dimension that's in exact sync with ours. So imagine another world where Homo sapiens didn't become the primary species, but Sasquatch did. And these guys are traveling back and forth through portals, such as at Skinwalker Ranch.
That would make sense.
If he is correct, then these ultra terrestrials, when they die or if something happens to them, they don't leave body behind here in our dimensions. They basically fade back to the dimensions they went.
Which would make sense as to why we don't see them.
Yes,
And
why there's
why
no
they-
bones, no.
And why they use sound and ultrasonics so much.
That would make a lot of sense.
And here's another
Mind
thing.
blown, Gary.
Well, here's another add-on. Why do we always assume that if Bigfoot is an alien or from another dimension, why do we assume that he's a intelligent astronaut? Look at what we sent out in space first. Monkeys. We sent dogs up in space first. Why do we not think that they saw what our environment is and sent a creature that could survive in that environment so they could study it and study our environment?
Oh, shit.
Well,
So if you
I've
really
never
want to play
thought
the
about
alien,
that.
if you want to play the alien card, you can consider that as well.
Okay. Oh.
yeah, no, you have turned the bantering banshee speechless.
That's very hard to do.
Yeah, that's holy cow, because that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's eerie how much that makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes a
currently
lot of sense.
I'm writing a book. It's called The Cyclic Evolution of Bigfoot. Because if you look at Bigfoot, he started out as a forest spirit for the Native Americans. All their stories said it's the man in the woods. He's there to guard the forest and to preserve nature.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the settlers came in, we heard the stories from the Native Americans, but we didn't see him as a forest spirit. We saw him as a hairy wild man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All the newspapers of that time period of the 1700s to the very early 1800s had hairy wild men. Then in 1810 to 1820, we discovered mountain gorillas. So we actually discovered giant primates the size of Sasquatch and us, but were actually apes. That's when Sasquatch turned from a hairy wild man into an ape man.
Okay.
And now in the 1950s, we started going into all this studies of string theory, paradox dimensions, and UFOs. So now our evolution is turning Bigfoot into not a terrestrial creature, but something from another world or another dimension. So if you think of it, we've gone all the way around the circle because now Bigfoot is now being looked at as a spirit animal again.
Holy shit.
Wow,
Huh.
that's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
That's history repeating itself.
Exactly. So Bigfoot started as a spirit animal, wild man, ape man, alien and visitor, which is the same as having him be a
spirit creature.
Mhm.
Wow.
Wow, Gary, coming in with the knowledge. I love this.
He's like, oh, you do history too?
He's like, I know a thing or two on this topic. Mm-hmm.
Well, the Native Americans used to call some of them had stories of what they called cloud bears, which were basically Sasquatches that came from the sky and terrified the native tribes.
Okay, but they sound adorable.
They sound so. I just want to go cuddle.
I
it.
want to say hi to a cloud bear.
Come here, little bear.
Come here, give me a
Yeah, you're only
snuggle.
8 feet tall with fangs and sharp claws.
Okay, you don't have to make him sound worse, Gary.
He was really cute.
We can just call him a cloud
Okay.
bear.
In a horror movie, you are number 1 and number 2. Just pointing that out.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man. Yeah, no, we never said.
Oh
would be the
no,
ones
we are
who
totally
survive.
Drew Carey.
Yeah. No. Drew Carey.
I mean, Drew
Barrymore.
Barrymore.
Yeah. Wait, why are we doing the
You're like, yeah.
I'm
No.
like, why are we hosting The Price is Right? Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we are definitely Drew Barrymore in this scenario.
Yeah.
Oh my Lanta. All right. One more?
One more.
Okay.
This is by Ben Strange 5227. She says, or he says,
Oh no, Bend Strange. So
yeah. This person says, okay, so this might sound crazy, but I swear it actually happened. A couple of months ago, I decided to go on a solo camping trip to Bruce Peninsula National Park in Ontario. I'd always heard how beautiful it was: turquoise water, rugged cliffs, starry skies. I figured I needed a break from everything, and some time in nature would be perfect. I packed my gear, loaded up the car, and made the drive up there. The first night was awesome. I set up camp, cooked some food over the fire, and just chilled under the stars. The air was super fresh, and the place was so quiet it almost felt unreal. But the real story starts the next morning. I got up early, grabbed my backpack, and hit one of the trails. I don't remember the exact name. It might have been part of the Bruce Trail or a side loop, but it was deep in the woods, away from most of the other hikers. I was just enjoying the peace and the sound of the wind through the trees when I heard something. A branch snapped loud. At first, I thought, okay, maybe it's a deer. I froze, waited a bit, then heard it again. And then, I kid you not, I saw something. Huge, hairy, walking upright. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but this thing was too tall to be a person, like over 7 feet, broad shoulders, dark brown fur, long arms that swung as it walked. It was maybe 30 or 40 feet away, just moving through the trees like it owned the place. I didn't even move. I was holding my breath, heart pounding. It didn't seem to notice me, or maybe it did and didn't care, but it kept walking until it disappeared into the thick woods. I stood there for a solid 5 minutes just trying to figure out if I had actually seen what I thought I saw. But I swear to you, it wasn't a bear, it wasn't a moose, and it definitely wasn't a person in a costume. No one out there in the middle of the woods in full body fur just hoping someone spots them, right? Eventually, I got the nerve.
That's so good. Oh my god, sorry.
Eventually, I got the nerve to keep walking, but I cut the hike short and headed back to camp. That night, I barely slept. Every sound had me on edge. Since then, I've told a few people about it, and most just laugh it off and say I probably saw a bear. But I know what I saw: Bigfoot in Bruce National Park. I'm not saying I'll never go camping again, but next time I'm bringing a friend.
Yeah, definitely. To avoid the guy in full body fur.
Not a suit, full body fur.
Full body fur. So I'm getting like a trend. These things are all over. There's not really. So we've been in Washington State, Canada, Pennsylvania. You've talked about bears, not bears. Sasquatch. I just thought of clown bear and I got excited. Yeah. You've talked about them in Sweden. Like, do you think that they're all like a Yeti is connected to all of this? Do you think they all come from like a similar like beginning, or are they all just different animals?
Okay. Consider this.
Okay.
You are humans and you are traveling in your little tribe, and you get to an area and then you get isolated. Over time, inbreeding, the climate, genetic adaptations, you're going to start acting and appearing differently than you originally did. So, if these are evolution offshoots of something like Cro-Magnon man or Neanderthal man, when they get to these areas, differences of being in, the Asia being different than America, different than South America, you're going to start developing difference and you're going to start appearing different.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I mean, that's why Europeans don't look like Asians. Asians don't look like,
Right.
Yeah.
I think the thing that confuses me about why they think they're in suits is that every single time they talk about seeing someone, they're 7, 8, 9 feet tall.
Mhm.
Even if it's a man who's in a suit, they're not that tall.
Yeah. You can still be in a costume and you're not going to have the height.
No, yeah.
That has to come from somewhere else.
I think that's the part that confuses me.
Okay, now I'm going to play skeptic. Have you ever
Okay, do
talked
it.
to have you ever talked to a fisherman about the fish that got away? But he swears it was 12 feet
I
long.
swear it was 12 feet tall.
As long as my arm.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
You've talked to men, and we tend to exaggerate.
I'm just going to say it's not men alone. Us women have a tendency to.
I swear, honey, the shirt was $5.
It was on
Exactly.
the $5 rack. I can't help it if when I went to the register, it rang up for $35. That's not my fault.
And it's not my fault that I only bought 2, but there's 10 in the bag.
Right.
I don't know how those.
It's human nature to exaggerate, to make our stories sound better when we're sharing them with our friends, because
Yes.
once we're in a spotlight, we want, everyone's attention on us. So even subconsciously, we may exaggerate little details like height and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's true.
All right. All right.
Dampen that one.
Really killed that one here.
We were doing
No,
so
but
good.
It's still a wild ape man is impressive no matter what height it is.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Very true. Maybe it was a baby.
It was a little one.
Just a cloud bear.
Just a little cloud bear with fangs.
Just rare. All right. So now we're going to play Cryptid. Would you rather?
Oh my gosh.
So this is between you and Gary because I made the questions.
Okay.
So, would you two rather wake up covered in mud and pine needles with no memory of the night and a video on your phone of something huge standing over your bed, or find your own name carved into a tree deep in the woods with fresh claw marks gouged around it?
What the fuck?
Pick one.
You're sick.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because I'm still trying to pick.
All right, real easy. I go with the first one because the second one, a lot of the same areas that you see Bigfoot, they have another creature known as the Wendigo. And a Wendigo will carve your name in because it is more of a spirit and it will possess you and cause you to do cannibalism and other inhumane actions. So I
choose
think
the
I would
first one.
rather encounter a Bigfoot than encounter a Wendigo.
Oh.
I'm gonna jump on Gary's bandwagon. Cover me in pine needles and mud and not tell me how it happened.
All right. Ahem. Would you rather be lured into the woods by a voice that sounds exactly like your best friend, but it's actually a skinwalker, or follow Mothman's glowing red eyes into the fog, knowing everyone who sees him disappears soon after?
I will take Mothman for 300, Alex.
Yeah,
I do not want to interact.
The only bad thing about Mothman is that there's a theory that he is actually an angel, and because you have the angel of death and so forth, that's why he's a harbinger of doom.
Oh.
Yes. However, I have heard quite a few accounts on people interacting with skinwalkers, and that is just something I do not want to interact with.
At its very core, skinwalkers are Native American shaman who delve into the dark arts.
Yep.
So these are people. Yeah, these are people who purposely travel a dark path
and are deceiving because they will transform into people that look like things that look like people
Yeah.
And
so it's like a mimic.
Very similar. It's like the Native American mimic.
Oh.
And I know that a lot of times Native Americans do not even like calling them skinwalkers. They will refer to them as flesh pedestrians, because even saying like the phrase skinwalker, they believe has like enough power.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like Voldemort.
Yes. Absolutely. But I like saying his name because I like being like, fuck you. Fuck you, Tom Riddle. Harry always won. It's always Harry.
All right. Would you rather catch a glimpse of the Wendigo's face in your car's rearview mirror while driving alone at night, or see hoof prints suddenly appear in the snow next to yours and you never heard a sound?
I want hoof prints.
Yeah, the hoof prints is definitely it. In fact, there's a story, I don't know the details, but one winter in like the 1700s, the people came out of their homes and there was a pair of hoof prints in the snow that traveled for miles, even going up the side of buildings and over the rooftops. And they could never explain what it was. But
Like
because it was
Krampus.
two-legged and not four-legged, they considered it a demon or something similar to the Jersey Devil, which I think
That
is a
is
lot
like-
less
It's
harm.
like
it's like-
Teddy.
Yeah, his house. Oh wow. Yeah, no, I'll take
Yeah.
after you describe what the Wendigo, right? That's what it is. Yeah, nope. Yeah,
Nope.
no. That hell to the no.
Would you rather be pulled into a lake by something cold, slimy, and impossibly strong and escape, but with a strange symbol on your skin, or find a nest of giant hair-covered eggs in your basement and they're starting to hatch?
I'll go with the eggs.
Wait, a giant nest of hair?
Hair-covered
hair-
eggs.
Yeah.
Hair-covered eggs. Okay, I'll take the eggs, definitely, because one of my greatest fears, which roots from the episode of Are You Scared of the Dark?
Yeah.
With the whatever
Is
monster
the pool?
in the pool.
Oh.
And whatever creature it was in the pool or spirit, whatever, would pull people under. That is one of my greatest fears, like in life, one of my greatest irrational fears. So no.
No.
Yeah.
No, I would definitely take the hairy eggs.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
what
right.
you described with the lake monster sounds a little bit too much like Lovecraft in Cthulhu Lake.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh my God, that was such a good show.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's too Lake Lanier-esque. And have you ever been to Lake Lanier, Gary?
No, I have not.
Really? It's so close to you.
Yeah, I know. We're working on, once we get our video channel up, we want to start doing road trips within the mist.
That would be so
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
That would be awesome.
That would be very cool. Yeah.
All right. Would you rather accidentally record a real cryptid scream on your podcast and have it go viral because people say it summoned something, or receive an anonymous package with a tape labeled "Do Not Watch After Midnight" and it's a video of you sleeping from the night before?
Sound on the podcast.
I would prefer the sound on the podcast, but see, here's the problem. Us, the three of us being podcasters now and doing shows about the paranormal, even if we had the perfect photo, the perfect video, nobody's going to believe us.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
very true.
Yeah, everybody's
mean-
going to argue against it and say, oh, they
Yeah.
did this. And
Mhm.
nowadays, oh, it's AI. Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
But no, the thought that there was a video of me sleeping from the absolutely not. Oh my God, burn my house down, whatever, and everything in it.
So now we're going to play a game called Cryptid Deal with the Devil. So I am going to give you a tempting deal offered by a shadowy cryptid or a devilish entity. The deal sounds good at first, but each one has a chilling supernatural cost. You can either reject the deal and risk the consequences, or accept the deal and live with the curse.
Okay,
All
challenge
right.
accepted.
All right. The Wendigo's bargain.
No, what's with this thing? No, just skip that one.
No.
We're both gonna say no. Never mind. We don't want it.
You will never feel hunger, pain, or cold again, but your shadows start whispering to you in the night, and it's not in your voice.
No,
That is totally Wendigo behavior.
no,
And
absolutely.
no way am I going to do that.
Absolutely not. So what happens if we don't take that?
You're good. You're not taking the risk, but if you take the deal, that's what will happen.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can pass on that one pretty easy.
Yeah, hard pass to the left.
All right. Bigfoot oath. You gain proof of Bigfoot, clear footage, physical evidence, global fame. But every night for the rest of your life, you hear heavy footsteps pacing around your home no matter where you are.
I'm okay with that, but like I said, if I present the best evidence ever, nobody's going to believe it. So why am I going to go through the
That's
headaches
what I'm
of
thinking.
darkness?
That's kind of what I'm thinking is like, even if I do have the best of the best, it's still like there's still going to be people that doubt it.
True.
So,
But you'll have global fame.
No, you'll have global infamy.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
that's what it'll
That's
be.
true.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
don't-
look at Patterson Gimlin. They have the most amazing film footage of a Bigfoot. It's still
do.
considered a fraud by at least half the people.
Yeah,
True.
it's still criticized and questioned, and I mean, it's some damn good footage.
True. All right. The Jersey Devils fame. You become wildly successful. Your podcast hits #1. You get a book deal, a docuseries, merch galore, but your reflection is replaced with a shadowy version of yourself, and some nights it doesn't mirror your movements.
I can live with that. I'm not a
Yeah, I
very
can deal
handsome
with that.
person to begin with. I've seen me in the mirror. It's not that impressive. So, okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, but that's just in the mirror. That's not how I look to everybody, right? Like, yeah, I think I could deal
Yeah.
with that for like my podcast being #1 and like us getting pretty much everything that we want. Yeah.
I don't know, because I have a thing with mirrors. I don't know if
That's
I could
true.
look in the mirror and see myself moving and I'm not moving.
That, I mean, that would definitely irk me a little bit, but you know, I deal with it.
Deal with it. All right. The Skinwalker's Echo. You'll never feel fear again. Nothing. You won't be afraid of spirits, killers, curses. Nothing can shake you. But every time you laugh, someone you love hears it in the dead of the night, whispered through static from inside their walls.
I have an ex-wife. I'm already without fear.
Oh my god! Oh my
He's
god.
like, I'm taking it.
Oh,
Deal or no deal.
you know, I'm gonna have to say no deal. I don't like the first part of that.
That you won't be scared?
I think fear is a necessary thing in life. I think fear also can keep you safe at times. I think fear is a good tool to have.
I like to not be afraid.
Yeah, no, I don't want my voice to echo through the halls or through walls. Yeah, no, thank you.
All right. The Slenderman's Choice. He offers you protection from any death, accident, illness, even murder. You will live until you choose not to. But every night at 3:33 a.m., you wake up standing at someone else's bed, watching them sleep, and you don't remember getting there.
No.
No, because you do that a couple of times, they're going to put you in a mental asylum in a straitjacket in a rubber room, and I don't want to spend that eternity.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't want to do the hug yourself.
No,
rest
you
of
don't
my
want to hug
life.
yourself?
No, and I don't like the ending up places and not knowing how I fucking got there. That's the second time you've thrown that in, and I am not a fan. Waking up in mud and pine needles, not knowing how I got there.
It's just a spa day.
The fuck kind of spa? This is like a granola spa.
Ooh.
No, stop that.
And the last one, the Mothman's final warning. You can prevent one death. Someone you love who would have died will live. But from then on, every person you pass will have a mark above their head. a red flickering countdown. And once it hits 0, you'll hear their last breath in your ears for the rest of your life.
No, thank you. No, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I would pass as well. I'm fine with natural order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
All
Let it
right.
happen.
All right. God, you guys don't like deals, do you?
Yeah, no, we're pretty heartless. We're like, no, I'm gonna look out for me. Thanks.
So whether he's a forest guardian, a government secret, or just one very shy cryptid, one thing's for sure. Something is out there. From massive footprints to bone-chilling howls in the night, the legend of Sasquatch isn't going anywhere. So next time you're hiking alone and the woods fall a little too quiet, just remember, you might not be alone after all. Thanks for joining us on this wild and hairy adventure. And
Nice.
thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
so much for coming back and hanging out with us. Thank you for keeping
Anytime.
up.
All the history.
I know, and oh my gosh, there's so much about Sasquatch that I did not know. There's like deep dive. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
I want to give one last little bit of advice.
Keep going.
Since I mentioned that he is more a spiritual being, remember what you take into the woods is what you take out of the woods. So if you go in with a clear heart, the Bigfoot will know that.
Oh,
And if you don't go in looking for trouble, you won't find trouble with Bigfoot.
Noted.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's usually what we do when we go into an investigation.
What?
So
Are
it'd
we
be
looking for trouble?
No, we don't go in looking for trouble.
I was like, no, we don't. Don't lie. That's rude.
I'm saying like it would be the same if we went in the woods. We would go in
Yes.
with a clear intention.
Anytime when we did the Devil's Hop Yard, we were still like very respectful,
Yeah.
and we understood that we were in a place that has a certain energy there, and you need to.
You need to be respectful.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Well,
Awesome.
thank you so much, Gary. It was so good to see you.
Yes, keep in touch.
Absolutely. Actually, I thought about you the other day because a patient came in and he was wearing a St. Augustine shirt, and I was like, "Ha
Gary!
Gary!" I was like, "That's in Florida."
Well, have a good night.
Thank
You
you
as
for
well.
joining us.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Bye.